Welcome to Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news, trends, and insights from Littlefield Agency. Grab your coffee, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Long time no see. It's great.
Long time no see. You wore the same shirt this week you did last week.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah, I think I did too.
No way. Is this what I wore last week?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Southern Hills.
Your computer's in the same spot. Everything's the mug. Everything's the same.
Well, this is my setup. I've always got that. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, we'll have to look back on that.
Shoot, I need to stop doing that.
It's happened a few times.
You dog.
What are the odds?
Welcome back to another edition of Little Talks with Littlefield Agency. I am Sam Littlefield. With me is my co-host
Roop.
Always the observant one.
Yeah, I try to find things.
Yeah, no, you're very observant. It's really amazing. I don't know what I had for dinner last night.
I know, but I know what you wore last Tuesday.
Hey, it is 4th of July week. I love the 4th of July. I love it. I love it.
Is it right behind Christmas for you? I know Christmas is your
question.
big one.
Yeah, obviously Christmas when everyone. You know what? I love the spirit of 4th of July, man. I love our country. I love America. I love that we get a day to celebrate our country. I love that it's just we're with family. We're usually at a pool somewhere.
Yeah. I like there's some pomp and circumstance. I like holidays where there's a thing that happens. You exchange gifts, you dress up in costumes, you watch fireworks, right? These are all things that happen.
Yeah.
If there's a holiday,
have a hot dog.
I have a hot dog. If it's a holiday where you just get off work, which I also like,
okay. Well,
but there's no real celebration to it. You know, like Labor Day. What do I do? Get Labor Day presents? What do you do?
Yeah, no, that's a very fair point.
It's great holiday, sure, I guess, but like I like the ones where you celebrate something.
Yeah,
and there's some sort of like actual activity.
It is a day for the and you know me, I'm all about some good energy. And here's a fun fact to our listeners, Roop. I don't think you know this. So 5 years ago, July 4th, 2020, woke up and my wife rolled over in bed. She goes, "Honey, I'm pregnant."
You found that out on July 4th,
and I go, "What?" I was like, impossible. And she was like, "No, I know it. I'm pregnant." And I was like, "Do we even have pregnancy tests?" She's like, "No."
There's COVID times.
She goes to a workout at Orange Theory. She goes, works out. She comes home. I had gone on a run. And she walks in. She's like, "I'm 100%." I was like, "You took a test?" She goes, "No, my heart rate was through the freaking roof."
Still not.
So I was like, did you buy a test? Yes, I bought a test. Anyway, 2 minutes later, "Hey, honey, I'm pregnant."
Wow.
And it's a day that I'll never forget. So, honey, happy 5 years of knowing. Little did we know it was going to be Matthew Littlefield.
Matt.
It is funny. My dad came over later that day. We were literally, like, Tara was, 3.5, 4 weeks pregnant. And we just told them. And we waited to tell the rest of the family until I think about 10 weeks. My dad goes, "Yeah, you're having a boy." I go, "Dad, it's a little early for that. Just maybe a nice congratulations." He goes, "No. I can feel it. You're having a son." Sure enough, Matthew.
You were the only one that didn't know anything. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
So anyway, honey, happy 5 years. Matt, I love you, buddy. The coolest, biggest blessing in my life. But yeah, July 4th, 2020, man, 5 years ago. Seems like it was just yesterday.
That's got to add to July 4th.
What are you guys doing for the 4th? Anything fun?
Well, we can always see fireworks from our front porch from downtown. So yeah,
your prime time. You should charge for those seats.
I should. Sometimes we've had parties and had people over. It's been a while. Carrie's doing some recovery from some elective surgery right now, so we probably won't do that. But we'll probably watch from the porch, and that afternoon we go see my parents, and we'll cook out.
Dude, that sounds lovely.
The usual.
I think we're finding a pool in the morning. Claudia, what are you doing? Anything fun?
Just going to Nebraska.
Going to Nebraska. Just casual.
American.
Okay.
It's very American.
It's the heart of the Midwest. I love it. And you know what? It's going to be a hell of a lot cooler.
Yes.
I hope so, at least.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know, at least 6 to 8 hours north.
I think so, yeah.
So anyway, happy 4th of July to our listeners.
Happy early 4th.
I really, what I've found over the years, our prospective clients, 4th of July week is pretty chill. Yeah. Everyone's figuring out plans, etc. So we thought we'd keep this fun and lighthearted, and so we're going to dive into our topic here, Claude. And we are calling this the B2B rebrand and refresh playbook.
When is it time for that?
When is it time for that?
When do you do that?
You know, it's a great question. One we get from prospective clients. Our current clients lean on us often. Rarely do we do a full-on B2B rebrand. It does happen from time to time. I'd say once every couple of years, we get a prospective client they might be renaming themselves or say, hey, you know what, our look and feel is just completely outdated. We need you to bring us to 2025. Those are super cool.
Maybe they're doing a merge or they've acquired some companies and they have a whole new branding
There's
now.
a brand architecture component, which we'll hit on here in a little bit. And then you have our clients, right? There are our ongoing clients that turn to us, or a lot of times we proactively bring them ideas of, hey, here's where your brand has been. Here's where we need to go. Here's a way from it could be a user experience standpoint. It could be a look and feel standpoint, all the above standpoint.
Yeah.
And what do those conversations look like? So we're going to kind of walk you through our quote unquote playbook. But Roop, to your point, when is it time?
When is it time? So, how to do it would be a different podcast and vary.
And you know what? Maybe it's a part
greatly.
two. It's a good one.
We could talk about some stuff around like what we do when we engage a client on a brand refresh. But today is really about when is it time? How do you recognize it's time? Because I think a lot of times when you're sitting in comfortable with your brand and in its position and you realize and you look and it's been 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 years since we've done anything with it. You just kind of become numb to it in a way. And as you become numb to it and the world continues to change around you, there's sometimes it gets out of line.
Well, and let me give you an example. We actually have, now that I think about it, Roop, we have a rebrand going on for a B2B client here in Tulsa. Can't name the name.
Oh, right now, yeah.
And they came to us saying, hey, we want to, we've been around for a long time. We're finally ready to make a marketing splash. We would like, it's their 30th anniversary in business, which is a big deal.
A lot of folks will do that around an anniversary.
Yeah, 25th, quarter of a century, 25th. I'm actually prospecting someone at a 100th centennial campaign, so that's interesting. But anyway, this 30th anniversary is coming up. They said, hey, we'd like to look at some logo marks. We said, hey, that's nice. Presented some stuff. Then we said, hey, you know what? Your logo, like, it really doesn't mean anything. And we just kind of teased something. And they're like, oh, man, that is interesting. They had some great internal executive conversations. And they said, you know what? We're not only going to look at a new logo, we're going to look at a new name. And we're going to completely reorient ourselves surrounding our 30th anniversary. And we're going to tell the world as we grow who our new identity is, and let's go forward from there. Awesome opportunity.
Yeah.
And they're pumped. There's something reinvigorating for clients when they have a new brand identity.
So for them, on the script, we have signs it's time for B2B rebrand. And the signs are a misalignment with your audience, which can happen as your product offerings change or your audience changes over time. Dated visuals.
Yeah,
which if you wait long,
have very dated visuals.
If you wait long enough, become back in fashion at some point, just like clothes. But dated visuals are not great. Or internal identity shifts. So if there's some discussions internally, and you're trying to move, you're trying to move towards a new market or do something different than you've traditionally done. There needs to be some planning behind that.
Let me give you two examples too in that realm. Brand confusion. That's a huge one.
Yes.
So years ago, we had the amazing opportunity. One of my just all-time project clients that I've ever, and I worked, it was before I was president, Mike Dorrington and Amarok. They were formerly Electric Guard Dog. So to think about it, the name Electric Guard Dog, it is amazing what people, just by the name of this company, some people refuse to do business with them. They're like, your company sounds like it is a mom and pop BS, not even real entity.
It was a little too on the nose.
There were some people, oh my gosh, do you have dogs with electric shock collars that come and kill these? And it's high crime areas, and they put around this unbelievable 7,000 plus volts of electricity. If you touch it, it doesn't kill you, but boy, it wakes you up.
It's fences, not dogs.
It's fences. It's not dogs. Yeah. They actually started out as dogs. Very cool story. I won't go into that. But anyway, they rebranded from Electric Guard Dog to Amarok. I was there in person with Mike. Mike led the whole thing with Mark, the CEO. Coolest thing I've ever seen. That was an invigoration in itself.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
They have like 10x'd since the rebrand. And it's not that we're saying that rebrand was the catalyst, but it kind of was.
Do you remember what Amarok meant?
Yeah, it's a mythical beast.
Yeah.
So if you look up AMAROK, mythical beast, it is a crazy, sketchy looking wolf, and you don't want to mess with this.
So they kept a little bit of the dog identity in that,
totally,
without making
an
it so
homage
obvious.
to Electric Guard Dog, which was really cool.
The team did a good job on that. I remember that.
And then, oh my gosh, that was amazing. So Mike, shout out to you, buddy. I'll send this to you. And then I had a second option, and I am blanking because I got so excited about it.
About Emerald, right?
I know what it is, brain confusion. We were actually in the middle of a non-B2B rebrand. An amazing organization. I can't share the details because we're under NDA. There is so much confusion. There's actually some, they've been around for almost 100 years, 80 years. And some of their members have just a crazy, I don't want to say anger, but just frustration with the name. So to credit this organization, they did a lot of stakeholder interviews internally. They did some external stakeholders as well. And there's some brand confusion externally, and internally there was just this frustration. And so we are in the process of rebranding them. So that brand confusion does weigh into it.
So Sam, can you we talked about rebrand a little bit and refresh a little bit. Can you describe the differences between a rebrand, a refresh, and a repositioning, and when you might want to do each one?
Totally. So rebrand to us, you're ready to jump off the cliff, you're diving, you're flying into this new thing because there's a pivotal shift in your organization and you need to be rebranded.
It's a rebirth.
It's a rebirth. Love that, Roop. Super fun. Like I said, those don't fall in our lap so often, but when we do, like we have two right now, which is really neat. That's the way that I coin those. A refresh, right? Hey, we launched this campaign 3 years ago. We think it's ran its course. Is it time for example, we helped launch Mow Day for grasshopper mowers. When is the next iteration, right? TBD. We can't share that information, but it's conversations like that. Is a campaign? Is it run its course? Do we need to refresh the look and feel of our brand for the sense of being in 2025? Look how much design trends change on a monthly basis.
Yeah, and so on a refresh, you're not losing or changing your identity. Really, you're just taking another look at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then repositioning is, hey, let's think one of our clients right now. We're going through a huge brand architecture exercise. So we have, through mergers and acquisitions, we've acquired 5 new companies in the last year, and we are no longer an X business. We are an X, Y, and Z business. And how do we reposition ourselves? Most likely refresh ourselves and sometimes rebrand yourself. But repositioning gets down to brand architecture. Brock Campbell's, he is an expert in this. It's what gets him out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Understanding how it's not confusing, and repositioning, it happens more often than not because there's so many companies these days acquiring other companies. And you have to look at what that looks like. And some operate as separate entities and some are fully rolled up into the brand family. And so we have a lot of branding projects each year that are focused on repositioning.
And I know this because I've heard of it before. Internally, you don't always get the buy-in that you expect on these things, right?
No, not at all. Good point.
Which is why you really want to back it up with really clear direction, creative, and some data if you got it.
And the ding, 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 when you can't argue with data. Oh, well, hey, what would Mike at XYZ company say? Well, actually, we have Mike's insight, and Mike is saying you need to do this.
Yeah.
It's really hard to argue with that. One of our clients that we're working with right now, it was so apparent. They were like, "Yep, we have to rebrand." It was a no-brainer because we had the data, not just because hey, we're marketing experts and just sillies and funds, we're going to do this for you. No, we have the data to back it up.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, right? A rebrand, a reposition is not for everyone. There's some amazing companies, a lot of our clients, amazing companies that don't need to be repositioned. Now, we are constantly bringing them new ideas. Mm-hmm. We are bringing them refreshed thinking. And what I love about it, I love the idea of reimagine is our brand purpose here at the agency. And we tell our clients, we tell our prospective clients, are we inventing things? No. But we're reinventing and we're reimagining and we're repositioning and we're rebranding and we're refreshing. We're doing all sorts of re's on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis. And to me, that is super exciting and very fun because the end benefit to our clients puts them in great position to go and sell more stuff.
Yeah. So that's basically when it's time. One of those things is going to be, you're kind of probably going to, you might know, you might not. You can ask us. We'll tell you.
Yeah, 100%. And here's we have one point here. I'm not going to go into it today. Hey, what does a rebrand, refresh, repositioning rollout look like?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast episode. You'd be amazed. And I'd encourage you, if you're ever having these conversations internally, write down everything that you think has your logo on it. and then
Great exercise.
revisit that, and you'd be amazed at how long that list gets. It's pretty. I mean, even for us as a smaller agency, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And how many places is the logo the same?
Yeah, then you get into brand cohesiveness.
Yeah, that's another podcast too.
So anyway, I appreciate this topic, especially since we have a lot of clients going through this, and it's always top of mind here at the agency for current clients and prospective clients.
Yep.
So with that, we roll into this 4th of July weekend. It is a long weekend. It's a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. And to our prospective clients, to our current clients, be safe.
Watch your fingers.
Watch your fingers. That's great advice. And we are so thankful to be a part and to live in this wonderful country that is free. And we got some brave people protecting us. And so, Roop, I hope you and Carrie have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Happy 4th of July to our listeners. And you guys have a great, safe weekend. We will see you next time.
Happy 4th.
And that's a wrap. We hope you found a spark of inspiration for your marketing strategy. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us at Littlefield Agency to keep the conversation going. Catch you next time.